Top locksmith spent 50 years creating 3 golden safes, only to lock himself inside one of them and sink into the deep sea with it. The reason he did this was simply hoping someone could open his masterpiece, but that genius was born 100 years later. He could open a bank safe without even opening his eyes. But honest and simple, he dared not steal anything. He just stayed in a bank as a junior employee. He uploaded his 8-second safe-cracking tutorial online, dreaming of becoming an internet celebrity. But no one paid attention to his videos. Just as he felt his influencer dream was over, a mysterious email appeared in his inbox. The sender highly praised Hans's lockpicking skills, and specially invited him to a quadrennial underground lockpicking competition. The champion would get a chance to challenge the legendary locksmith's safe. This was the ultimate dream for every locksmith. Without hesitation, he set off for the competition. Unfamiliar with the route, Hans was the last to arrive. By then, other contestants had already cracked halfway. Seeing this, Hans quickly dove into the locks. Soon the first finalist emerged. 8 contestants, only 4 could advance. After the second and third spots were taken, Hans thrillingly grabbed the 4th semi-final spot. However, this round would completely surpass Hans's expectations. The 4 safes provided by the organizers seemed ordinary, but each interior was lined with sponge, and the cracking time was only 5 minutes. Contestants had to stay close to the safes to barely hear the faint sounds. Curly calmly opened first. Hans's hands were sweating with urgency. He gave it his all and only fell 5 seconds behind, securing a spot in the finals. This performance surprised the audience. Curly was last year's lock king. Nobody expected someone could match his time. The judges announced the final rules. These 2 titanium safe doors were built to Royal Bank standards, and they had only 3 minutes to crack them. If time ran out without success, no champion would be declared. The competition started quickly. The organizers cruelly played blasting music on site, making it almost impossible for Hans to sense the subtle sounds inside the locks. Seeing Curly struggle, he smiled slightly, then effortlessly opened the uncrackable safe door. Although he won the championship prize, the organizers said there was no legendary safe, just gave him $200 and sent him away. Just as Hans was frustrated, the mysterious Gwen, who sent the email, approached him. Gwen said the lock-picking contest was only to test his skills. To get the chance to open those 4 legendary safes, he had to join her team and rob banks with her. Hans instantly got excited. After working as a clerk for so long, he could finally rob his own boss. Legend says the locksmith built 3 safes. Their precision design kept them in use for centuries. The first safe, Rhines Gold, was kept in a 300-year-old credit union. Before the operation started, Hans disguised himself as a regular user and entered the bank restroom stall. 5 minutes later, Gwen, carrying multiple designer bags, followed closely and went to the vault under the pretense of storing valuables. Once in position, a hacker in the team posed as a Russian tourist. They had confirmed no one in the credit union spoke Russian. She would delay the manager for a long time, giving Gwen, who had the keys, time to bring Hans. Together they opened the underground vault of the credit union. The legendary Rhines Gold appeared before their eyes. The locksmith designed it inspired by a myth. 3 fairies were bathing by the Rhine. A dwarf stole their clothes. Using his forging skills, he recast the 3 locks corresponded to the 3 fairies. Hans felt an electric shock touching them. His whole body tingled and sweated, carefully listening to the lock. The crisp rhythm sounded like girls dancing. Hans carefully aligned each lock cylinder, because if any of the 3 failed, the safe would lock forever. After triple checking, he turned the dial courageously and forced the safe door open. An unprecedented top-level heist was completed. Seeing the piles of cash, their adrenaline surged. They hurriedly took out bags to carry it. But a problem arose. Too much money for just 2 people to carry. But how much they take wasn't the point. What mattered was the source. The money had special value. It determined who would become legendary. Hans immediately understood. As they were taking it, Brad distracted the manager at the front desk, while Gwen escorted Hans back to the restroom. Hans just had to walk out calmly.
এটা এত সহজ হতে পারে না
সেবাস্টিয়ান, এটা অলরেডি হয়ে গেছে।
আমি অপেক্ষা করবে আর আমাদের পালানোর জন্য প্রত্যেকটা মুভ।
Hans was shaken. He couldn't believe he pulled it off. By the time police noticed them, Hans and the crew had disappeared, and compared to worrying about a bank theft, the massive zombie outbreak was more urgent. He quickly dismissed his team's objections, and told them to watch the legendary old man, because his work created 3 epic safes in the world. Now the first was opened. Did that mean the other 2 safes would also be targeted by criminals? He immediately focused on Gwen and Brad's photos. Records showed they committed 5 bank heists in 4 years, and timed them during a zombie outbreak. Predicting authorities would be distracted. If police could prepare before their next move, they could capture them all. That night, the crew pressed their advantage, planning the second heist. This time they went to Bugra. The bank was obviously bigger, meaning higher security, and more difficult operations. Even so, retreat was impossible. On the other side, police had deployed, believing the thieves would strike today, because the second safe would be moved the next day. This was the perfect time, but to rookie Hans, this operation seemed nearly impossible. He doubted they could succeed under hell-level security. In fact, Brad Brad thought Hans had only a 5% chance to survive. Encouraged by Gwen, Hans had to go through with it. He carried a safe into the bank, presented forged ID to security. As the safe approached the scanner, he quickly messaged Karina to report progress. The hacker girl hacked the system at the right moment, changing Hans's identity to bank staff. Avoiding suspicion, Hans breathed a sigh of relief. He managed to infiltrate under tight security. The hacker guided him to the left door. He swiped the fake ID and entered, then took the elevator upstairs. Next, he headed to another left side door. The hacker swapped the surveillance feed, but staff noticed. The camera showed Hans vanished after passing a door. Security panicked. Unaware, Hans followed the hacker's instruction, pretended to pick a lock at a door. With the hacker's control, the door opened remotely. Hans met Gwen, already there. They took the guards fell to the ground. Hans was stunned. Gwen realized the plan went off course, but stayed calm. Used a sedative-soaked tissue on a guard, buying them more unconscious time. Though it was tricky, they reached the second legendary safe. Hans turned on his music player again, explaining the second safe to Gwen. Legendary locksmith's locks had great ties to love. This safe Valkyrie told a human story. Children of Odin and Woden fell in love. Odin sent the Valkyrie to kill her brother, but she was moved by the brother's love for his sister. She helped them instead. Odin, furious, stripped the Valkyrie of immortality. So to unlock the legendary safe, they had to follow the story. Inside, two of them conducted the heist meticulously. Police outside finally noticed, decided to intervene. Through surveillance, police were shocked Hans opened a door with his finger. Someone hacked their system. He pressed the emergency button. The hacker noticed immediately. The bank triggered a silent alarm, locking elevators for investigation. Police would soon locate them. The thieves knew things were bad and enacted Plan B. Brad wore a strange helmet, appeared outside the bank. Police pressing forward, danger spreading quietly. Then an unexpected event occurred.
এটা তো ওয়াগনার নয় আমরা ভুল ব্যাংকে আছি
Police never expected this oversight. The bank moved the safe to another branch. In the lobby, bullets fired. Staff dropped. Thieves threw passers-by to the ground. Struck swiftly, using brute force, taking down several people. Fired special bullets, leaving others defenseless. Then shot into the air, forcing everyone down. Instructed staff to put money bags at his feet.
আপনাকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ
He had tellers fill bags with cash, controlled the crowd. Security in the monitoring room never expected. This crew had guns, pressed the alarm. Gunfire outside caught Hans's attention. Gwen said it was just a distraction. Buying time, urged Hans to hurry. Hans thought it was easy, but unexpectedly, the lock shrank back. A step went wrong. He closed his eyes, focused, sensing the safe's structure. Under his guidance, the lock finally extended, but he had only one chance. One more mistake, the safe would lock forever. Gwen panicked. Hans calmly said no need to worry. This was a piece of cake. Gwen was speechless. Hans continued unlocking, carefully turning the combination lock. No errors allowed. Finally cracked the first lock. Soon the second followed. Police arrived at the bank. Bearded officer sensed trouble. Hans remained steady unlocking. As the dial aligned, the lock shrank back again. Would this mission fail? Hans turned the dial gravely. No one knew the outcome. As the dial turned, the safe reacted. Hans used all his strength to open the door. Inside were countless riches.
হয়েছে এটা তুমি আবার করেছো
আমি করে দিলাম।
আবার দেখিয়ে দিই
They cheered uncontrollably, then hugged tightly, having faced life and death. Intensely, their bodies pressed together. Fortunately, Karina stopped the scene. Awkwardly, they acknowledged the hacker. Brad received feedback in the lobby. Escaped police, returned to the truck. The other two ran amid chaos, carrying 2 full bags of cash. Brad urged them to hurry. They tossed bags in first. Brad grabbed Gwen's hand, pulling her up, helping her aboard, then reached for Hans. Hans jumped onto the truck, but Brad cruelly pushed his hand. Hans fell off. Gwen couldn't believe it. Watching them go, Hans's heart shattered. The man cursed on the street. Police sirens cut through. Hans had to run. Panicked, reached a bridge, spotted a woman's bike, passed casually, grabbed it. Unluckily, it was locked. Police chasing. A nearby young man had a bike. Hans shoved him, pedaled furiously. Police pursued in a car. Hans even wore a helmet. He rode through streets skillfully, escaping, but was flung out. Police spotted him again, driven by survival. He continued fleeing. A train caught his attention, checked no police were behind. He changed strategy, dropped the bike, ran alongside the train, jumped onto it, finally saved his life. Exhausted, he returned home. No 2 women waiting at the table, even lights on. He didn't notice them. As they thought how to get his attention, he appeared again.
সারপ্রাইজ
লেগেছে 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 লেগেছে
আমার বুকে সব লোম পুড়ে গেল।
They didn't expect his reaction. Hans wondered how they appeared. Gwen apologized. Sorry for leaving him during the heist, but she cut ties with Brad. She had fought with her boyfriend. To them, it was a mythical adventure. Brad thought money from 2 banks was enough. No need to risk more. The plan was to drop Hans after 3 hits. Just happened earlier. He told his girlfriend not to play saint. Fortunately, Gwen wasn't heartless. She didn't think using Hans as a scapegoat was right. They could have escaped safely. Now selfishness abandoned Hans, and the stolen amount didn't matter. Their goal was leaving a legend. They argued violently. Gwen wanted to jump from the car. Brad held her. She insisted on leaving, ignoring the moving car, leaped without looking back. Brad gave up trying to stop her, closed the door. The car soon stopped. Gwen looked back. The hacker girl also got out. She chose to continue making history with Gwen. The hacker had planned the 3rd heist. Already disliked Brad, so splitting was better. They reunited with Hans, hoping to finish the last plan. Hans barely escaped death, almost went to prison. He knew he'd be abandoned again, and returned to boring work. He refused their invitation, sent them away. Gwen and the hacker girl were at a loss. Their effort might be wasted. Gwen begged Hans to come back. He being Hans agitated. Gwen encouraged him to create a legend. She believed he could succeed.
আর তুমি যদি মনে করো যে ওই দুটো মাদারফাকার আমার জন্য এখানে এসেছিল তাহলে তুমি খুব ভুল ভাবছো। আমরা এখনো এটা করতে পারবো।
Hans was moved. He decided to rejoin. He didn't care about money. He just wanted to crack the safe. He eagerly asked for the next plan. Police, based on Hans's online videos, locked him as a suspect. Sure, he was the last locksmith to join. The thieves were on a new mission. The last safe was in a St. Moritz casino. Police surrounded it 8 hours before the safe moved. Tight security. Not a fly could get in. Hacking their comms. Police learned they'd act at 5 a.m. Perfect timing. A female officer questioned. This seemed too easy. Hans wouldn't miss any opportunity. Directed all teams himself. Time came. Police armed entered the casino. Warned staff of theft risk. They said they were already informed. Hans confused. Asked who informed the casino. Staff calmly said, "Wasn't it you?" Upon instructions, they moved the safe 1.5 hours earlier. Hans sweated profusely. Kept confirming info. Woman trusted police warned last night.
তাই না, এটা হলে খুব ভালোই হবে।
কেন?
8 hours ago, Karina pretended to be police, advised moving the safe, avoiding theft. The casino was cautious, confirmed police identity, contacted bank for authorization. The driver transferring the safe was unaware of danger. Gwen hid in the back seat. After this, Karina went to roof, took out sniper alone, took man's earpiece, reported everything normal upstairs. $1 billion safe moved early. The driver transferring the safe was actually 2 thieves. Truck started. Hans's eyes widened. Before he could admire, partner asked if it could be opened in the drive. Hans asked Gwen to drive steady, then played a song, immersed in his own world. Seemed like casting a spell, actually warming his fingers. Checked watch for expected unlocking time. Hans eagerly touched the safe. Seemingly ordinary door, had 7 locks. He focused, sensed the structure. Even the hardest legendary safe couldn't stop genius Hans. He opened the first lock, unexpectedly. Brad, who abandoned them, returned, tracked them via Gwen's phone. Fortunately, Karina noticed them, got out to stop them. Brad and bearded man ran fast. Police noticed. In the nick of time, she texted partner to run, dropped phone deliberately, stumped, kicked it, phone crushed by car. Gwen received Karina's message, urged Hans to unlock quickly. Unluckily, only 4 of 7 locks opened. Under police threat, Karina betrayed partners. Gwen now had to avoid X and police. Situation dire. Only last lock remained. A sharp turn flung Hans. Safe jammed in wrong mechanism. Finally controlled himself. Safe locked. He frantically knocked. Accidentally opened last lock. Hans stunned. He immediately told Gwen.
আমি একজন ওস্তাদ, আমি এটা খুলেছি।
Pursuit still continued. Crisis unresolved. Gwen stopped the car, came to Hans. He marveled at such a creation. No one appreciated it. Tragic in a way. He finally understood the legendary locksmith's intentions. Losing one's beloved meant no one would admire his talent. Life lost meaning. So the locksmith locked himself in the safe and sank into the sea. Hans was moved. After thinking, he opened the safe. Inside were countless bills, but more than wealth. He realized cherishing loved ones mattered most. They got out to continue forward. A gun aimed at Gwen. Her ex caught up, asked if she'd reconcile. Gwen smiled. She didn't expect Brad to be so childish. Seeing his girlfriend determined to leave, he aimed at Hans, pulled the trigger without hesitation.
এই বলছি আমি কি দল পরিবর্তন করতে পারি?
এক্ষুনি ট্রাকে ওঠো।
Gwen controlled both behind the truck, drove Brad's car away. Police arrived, only found the 2 alone. Police raged, punched Brad. The escaping 2 reached the dock quickly. Hans confessed. Gwen actually liked him too. They grabbed luggage, ready for a happy life.
দাঁড়িয়ে যাও।
They froze. Police told them to raise hands. Gwen turned, aimed gun at police. Police panicked, told her it was over. Even if they boarded a ship, couldn't leave the sea. Gwen tried negotiating with money. Police refused. Had pursued her for 5 years. Couldn't let fugitives escape. Negotiation failed. Gwen wanted Hans freed. Their target was herself and Brad, not a nobody. If police didn't release him, she would break their legs. Hans thought briefly, let Hans go. Pretended he never met him. Hans froze. Couldn't abandon loved one. Gwen said she had a way to escape. They'd meet again. Would seek the next legendary safe, Twilight of the Gods. As Hans left, Gwen got in police car. Hans found new passports and a ticket to the US. His heart broke. He knew from this moment he wasn't alone.